agenda for 2063. As project management, we have a responsibility to contribute to ensure that large and small-scale projects are aligned to this agenda, to make sure we contribute to economic growth, job creation, and create fit-for-purpose infrastructure. On a day-to-day basis, we need to show how what we do aligns with the company's strategy, supporting our businesses and companies that we work for, to make sure that we address any performance gaps with our teams. And that's what today is all about. How do we address these gaps that we see with our teams and they deliver on their initiatives? Our speaker today, I need to confess, is I have a huge crush, a virtual crush. I met him the first time in 2020 from a virtual conference that's offered by PMI, another benefit of being a member. So please all sign up. That's one of the good things. You get to meet such people. And it's such a pleasure and honor to be here standing with him. Who would have thought I get to meet him and actually be the one given the pleasure to introduce him. So I'll hand over to him, very experienced Bola.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Three things that I want to say. I am that guy that the technical people don't like. Because I cringe at anything that makes me claustrophobic. The camera guy is stationed somewhere, I'm jumping around, he's like, just stay in one place, please. That's number one. Number two, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, it's not enough. I kind of talk too much. And when I got to know that we're going to be doing this for 15 minutes, I said to myself, oh my God, what am I going to say? But guess what? In October, myself and Taiwo are going to be speaking at PMI Global Summit in Atlanta. You should come around, and we're going to have like 1 hour. We're going to talk extensively about this. Thirdly, I will jump around, move around slides, and all of those things. So please bear with me. My name is Bola Adesope. I'm originally from Nigeria, Lagos. I'm no party like Lagos Party, but right now I live in, again, yet another busy city in Ontario called Toronto. We haven't met yet. I know we haven't met yet, so I'll spend like a minute or two to introduce myself. I've got a lot of experience, working in consulting. I worked in Accenture, Deloitte, but currently I lead the transformation and advisory practice in Stacey Lloyd. As shocking as it is, I'm also a college professor. In a college in Ontario called Conestoga, consultant, trainer, speaker. I've got experience around project management, business analysis, business transformation, and all of those across North America, Europe, and Africa. 15 minutes again, not enough. Let's take this conversation forward. You can connect with me on LinkedIn and all of that. Now, let me get to meet you for just 2 minutes. Because I understand fundamentally that one of the elements of human productivity is relationship. But underneath that, there's a lot of diagnostics, and most of those diagnostics are not statistically significant. So what that means is, it's not so much about the number, but the quality. So what I want to do though is I want to do a quick psychographic profiling of this audience so that I can tailor my presentation to your personality. So I'm going to be dishing out some instructions. Grab a pen and a paper. If you don't get to use it again, this is the time that you use it. So on a pen, on a paper, write 1 to 9. I want to understand the composition of the audience. That's what I want to do. Write 1 to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. By the way, I forgot to mention, I'm also a wannabe rapper, so I'm hoping to I am hoping to hook up with Calligraph Jones, who is a rapper from Kenya that I kind of respect a lot. So 1 to 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All things being equal, you should be done. Now let's add those numbers. Let's add those numbers. Add them together. Add them. Add those numbers together. Just add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 together. All things being equal, you will get 45. If you did not get 45, don't say anything. Just check it again. Don't say anything. You got 45, right? Just not, yeah? So this is where the analysis comes in. There are potentially 3 profiles that we can have in this audience. Potentially. The first category of people that we can have will be people that got to 45 by adding 1 plus 2 plus 3 serially. Where are you? Okay, I'm going to tell you who you are. You are a process-driven, step-by-step individual. All other things being equal, you are the person that will bring out an Excel sheet and will plan your vacation. Potentially, that is who you are. Potentially. So you're the kind of person that will want to get to a conference and look through all the speakers, read the takeaways, and choose which one you'll attend. You are, all other things being equal, you are that kind of person. Okay, good. The second category of people are the people that got to 45 by looking at a combination of numbers that will give you 10. Who are you? Yeah. So, who are you? All right. You are this person that's thinking about the end from the beginning. You don't really like to follow processes. Anything and any way that will get you to your destination, you will go. You're looking for patterns. You're looking for relationship in things. It's not so much of a process-driven, step-by-step individual. And then the third category are people that I call the mid-rangers. These guys are looking for midpoints. They got to 45 by looking at 5s and a combination of numbers that can give them 5. 1 plus 4, 2 plus 3, 6 plus 9, 8 plus 7, 5. Are you here? Nice. So I tell you who you are. You're in the university, and because of the structure of the university, and because of all of those things happening in the university, you kind of structure your profile to align with that. And then you got out of university, and then you got to start working, and you're in entertainment. And then immediately, you left all of that profile from the university, and you adjusted very quickly to that one. I tell you, so I went to a university called OAU, myself and Taiwo. By the way, we've done ourselves for 25 years. You can imagine how old we are. I used to be like a church guy. I know you can't believe that. Anyways, so I just wanted to use this to sort of like, get an understanding of the people that we have in the audience. So I have 12 more minutes, but everything that I'm going to be saying in the next 12 minutes are things that I've got from 3 different areas. The first area is my experience working in management consulting, both in Africa and North America. The second is my experience working with organizations across multiple sectors, not as a consultant, but as an in-house person. And then the third is the research that I've got access to by being a friend of a PhD candidate and all of those things. Now, what have I found from all of this? I'm going to tell you what your organization is like. the model that your organization runs. So we have people here, or we have a market here, a geography, a demography, you may call it. These guys have some issues, they have some problems, and then the leadership of the organization decided to set up a company. So they set up that company right here, with one aim, with one objective, to address the problem or the need that this market has. And hopefully, when done well, they make some profit. But to address this need in the market, they need to put in place a structure. So they are like IT department, they are like project management, no. They are like, say, sales, they are like HR. And they design the operating model that will deliver product to these guys. And hopefully, when the product that your organization delivers, using this internal structure, meets the needs of this market, these guys will have money and then your company will make profit. Very simple model. But things are not so simple. Right? Why? Because right here, the bad guys that we call competitors are trying to get the attention of this same market that you're serving. And what does that mean? We need to do more than the barest minimum just to retain these guys. And that more than the barest minimum is done through what's called strategy. And this is the crux of my presentation. Strategy is nothing without execution. And how do we execute strategy? We execute strategies using the concept of project management. But from my experience, from my study, from access to researches and all of those that I've had, we've seen a lot of organizations, we've seen a lot of businesses run projects without alignment to strategy. Someone comes with a very big idea, and it sounds really good. And most especially if the person is the highest paid in the organization, or if the person is the person that has the loudest voice, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, let's do it. And then the organization spends a lot of money, resources in implementing that idea that's not aligned with the strategy of the organization. So, based on my research, based on my experience and all of that, what have I found? Just using this. A lot of organizations have mastered the competencies of strategy. We have folks like Taiwo, who is doing his PhD in strategy. We have like consultants who are really good in strategy. On one hand. On the other hand, we also have a lot of project managers, certified PMPs, who understands the principles and the values of project management. But these guys are not aligned. What does that mean? These project guys are successful in delivering projects. I was doing some study with some organization that we're consulting for, and we're talking to that project management office, PM. And they said that they ran, within 2021 and 2022, they ran about 15 projects. By their standard, 13 to 14 of those projects were really successful, given the performance metrics that they used. But at the top of the house, we're talking to the leadership of the organization, and they said they had not achieved their strategic objective. What does that mean? Success of one doesn't necessarily mean success of all. Project management can be successful, but the entire organization is not successful. How can that be? when we understand that project management is the vehicle through which organizations can implement or achieve their strategic objective. There's a disconnect. And what does this lead to? Waste. Waste of talents. Waste of resources. Waste of capabilities. And of course, this leads to low morale, low motivation. And that's really why a lot of organizations, HR organizations, spend tons of dollars driving up employee engagement, driving up employee motivation. We need to solve this. We need to address this. And how do we address it? We need to find a way to align projects with execution, projects with strategy. One of the many ways that we can do that alignment is by adopting the concept of OKR. What does OKR mean? Anyone? Objectives and key results. Absolutely. So I'm going to give you an example of what that is. With an OKR, organizations will drive initiatives from those OKRs, not just from ideas, from OKRs. The intake for projects will be alignment with the organization's OKR. Again, 4 minutes. Not enough. So this is a sample. This is a sample of the structure that we put in place for an organization when we were implementing OKR for them. At the enterprise level, at the top of the house, they have their own objectives and key results. And then every division within that organization, every practice within that organization looked at the enterprise OKR and generated their own objectives and key results. Every department within the function, within the organization, aligned their OKRs with the divisional OKR, which is in alignment with the enterprise OKR. And then it is from these OKRs that we identify initiatives. So whenever someone comes and says, oh, we're thinking about implementing a CRM, for example, the first question is, which of the key results will that CRM help us to meet? If there's no alignment, it's probably not the right time. So this is used for one, prioritization. This is used for intake. I'm going to skip this. You're probably asking, our organization, we have like KPIs and all of those things. How is this different from OKR? Again, I'm going to skip this because that's really not where the meat of the bit is. I want to give like 2 minutes for questions. So how do you implement OKR? Before an OKR is implemented in an organization, there's some sort of restructuring that must be done. There's some sort of organizational redesign that must be in place. I'm starting with, say, for example, start with restructuring. The way that we set up our organizations, the way that we structure our companies must change. From the traditional functional approach to, someone was talking about focus on value, to a value-based structure. People, units within the organization are arranged based on value that they're going to be delivering. It's called like value stream mapping, something like that in some other place. And then give autonomy to these guys. The second thing that organizations must do when they're adopting OKR is to decentralize decision making as part of our governance. McKinsey did a research some time ago And they found that more than 70% of decisions are made from the top of the house. More than 70%. That's painful. But that shouldn't be. There's some decisions that should be made at the team level. There's some decisions that should be made at the departmental level. There's some decisions that should be made at the project level. There's some decisions that will be made at the team result level. You need to decentralize that. And then you can implement the OKR. Then in 1 minute, I'm going to say, make a mental radical shift from output-based approach to project management to outcome-based approach to project management. What does that mean? We're not delivering CRM. We're reducing turnaround time by 25%. We're not implementing access control. We're reducing XYZ by a particular metric. And that's really what I think we should look at. 25 seconds, no one. Any question? Any question? No, any question? No, I'll let you do that.
Hello. How do you differentiate OKR from portfolio and program management? Because it looks very much like portfolio and program management.
Yeah, absolutely. So there is really no difference between portfolio management. Portfolio management is sort of like a structure that helps to put together all of those initiatives that we need to do. And at the portfolio level, think about that from the SVP level. The head of a portfolio can be like a senior vice president. Now, as again saying we want to implement something, what they have is actually an OKR. That's what the portfolio has. And it is from that OKR that programs and projects can then take some of the initiatives. So when we work with large organizations, we start the OKR from that portfolio level. And then we align everything that teams within the portfolio will be doing to that OKR. So it's not like the same thing, but just making sure that you're shifting from output to more of outcome, which is what that key result speaks to in the OKR.
Thank you very much, Bola. In some organizations, what you have is not the absence of that traceability, but the fact that when people bring projects or initiatives, they can draw a line between whatever they're proposing and the end result you've defined. And it also complicates matters when what they're doing cannot be measured in quantitative terms. So always claim that in one way or the other, this initiative will help you achieve these key results. And we all know that statistics can be cooked up. So I was looking forward to this session to show how to use this OKR model to really differentiate between the projects or initiatives that will actually help you achieve the end results and those that will not. How do you make that decision? Thank you.
I'll try to respond in 1 minute. And again, as I said, when we submitted this paper, we're hoping for a 45-minute session, 1 hour session, myself and Taiwo. And then, we're like so many brilliant, speakers, and like, okay, you can just speak for 15 or 20 minutes. Anyways, now that you laugh, I'm like, what did I say anything wrong? Anyways, OKR, so there's something called like the implementation of OKR and then like the OKR scoring and tracking. Typically, we allow project teams to work at the KR level. And we track KRs, maybe every quarter or every 3 months. No matter how qualitative the outcome of a project is, there's still a way that we should be able to measure it. And maybe another thing that organizations can do is to adopt, this iterative, incremental approach to project management. To say, yes, we're going to be working on this project and going to run for like 1 year, but we're not going to wait till 1 year before people start getting the benefits. We're going to identify few functionalities, few features that we can implement within 3 months that will help us to, achieve this particular care that we're tracking for, say, Q4 2023. And I think that's one of the things that organizations can do, and that's why I said it requires a lot of reorganization, it requires a lot of transformation, a lot of restructuring. I don't want to get into the concept of agile, because I would think the only thing that I know is business agility and agile. But that's sort of like the way that organizations can implement that. But I'm happy to chat more with you, after the session, if you like.
So
This time keeps increasing. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a
You know what? I would have chosen that beautiful lady, but it's okay.
Thank you. There was a slide you rushed a bit. I didn't get the difference between OKRs and KPIs.
Yeah, I didn't want to spend a lot of time doing that, but just straight out, OKRs sort of track outcome, track results. KPIs track performance, KPI track like progress and sort of, think about project, for example. A KPI can be like, well, we want to deliver this project within, this particular time, and then if you deliver it between 3 and 5 months, you get like 75%, you deliver it between 2 and 3. But for OKR, we're looking at the tangible outcome-based results that you come out of from implementing that project. But it's a big conversation. You should come to Atlanta, will you?
Thank you, Bola.
Thank you so much.